Hey guys, it's me, Sarah, and after reading The Three Letters from Teddy and A Great Parable of a Child, I had a couple specific lessons that stood out to me and that how both of them impacted me and how I'll use them in my future practice. So the first lesson that stood out to me was in The Great Parable of a Child, and it was that students not only need knowledge, but they also need experience. I think this is so important because children, in my opinion, learn best by doing. Of course, they need the knowledge of how to listen, how to solve problems, how to understand somebody, etc., etc., etc. But actually acquiring these skills, I think, are achieved by doing. So, yeah, the students know they're supposed to listen with their ears, or they're supposed to take notes with a pencil and a paper, a computer. But I think actually, like I said, acquiring the skills, maybe they need to get in a classroom and practice listening, or get on their computer and practice how to take notes. So basically getting that experience on how to do something. I think that having that experience allows for a deeper knowledge and understanding of the concept. Another lesson that stood out to me was also in the Great Parable of a Child, and it was that teachers should teach each student like they are going to be a great world leader. I think this is so important because, of course, everyone's going to have their off days, or maybe a day you're feeling lazy, but I think this is kind of a reminder that teachers are so influential in students' life, and that we as teachers should always be teaching to the best of our ability and teaching students with all sorts of content or life skills or anything that will allow them to succeed in life. I think that is so important because students are all not necessarily going to become world leaders, but someone may be a teacher because you influenced them, or they may be super creative and become an artist, or super good at science and become a scientist. I think that teachers, especially at elementary levels where I'm planning to teach, we're teaching students with the fundamentals of knowledge to succeed and build on later in life. So I think it's so important to remember that, like Stephen Goodyear said, we should always teach like we are going to teach a great world leader, because if they're going to be a world leader, they're going to be leading over us. So we want them to be the best of the best. So I think that's what we should always try to achieve with all of our students, which I think as teachers, pretty much all of us do, but I know we all have those off days. The last lesson I learned is from their Three Letters from Teddy, and it's basically that you never know what a child's going through. And like the article said, it said that the teacher never really liked Teddy. She enjoyed marking his grades or giving him bad grades, and she knew he was gonna fail. And how she looked at, after enjoying all this, she looked at his past records and was wondering how he passed, and it was like his mom was terminally ill, his father's not in the picture, all that. And it kind of gave her, if that were me in my shoes, it would make me feel really bad for not trying to help Teddy. Of course, if I have a student struggling, I'm going to want to help them, and hopefully I'm never in the shoes that she is, where she just really despises a student. But I think that we should always, as teachers, take in perspective that not everyone's home life is mother, father at home, happy, eating dinner tonight as a family together. Like, people have home struggles, and that definitely impacts a student's knowledge and learning. And I love how at the end of the story, she saw this, and after getting the bracelet from the mother, his passed away mother, she really stayed after school every day and allowed Teddy to succeed and all that. I think it was great. So I think that's a great lesson to remember, is that you never know what a student's going through. And although their grades may be falling, or their behavior or something, Teddy wasn't behavior, he was well behaved. But like, for example, say a student's behavior drastically changes, it could be something going on at home life, and that you should never just give up on a student. Both of these articles really, really impacted me when I read them. When I first read the Parable of a Child, it really reminded me how influential teachers are, and how I'm so excited to be a teacher because I really want to be a great inspiration for future generations. So I think that just reminding me that I should always be teaching like I'm going to teach a great world leader is an awesome, and it kind of made me feel like powerful, like I'm really going to inspire students, hopefully, and provide them with the fundamentals to succeed in life and achieve all their dreams and goals and whatever they want to be. So that's how that one impacted me. And then the Three Letters to Teddy's kind of pulled at my emotional strings. So like, I know you'll always have students that maybe favor one or another, even though you're not supposed to, but I think that Teddy knowing like kind of feeling that his teacher didn't like him, and he still gave her the bracelet even though it was missing jewels, and then she found out that it was his passed away mother's. I think that just shows how kind children are. I know sometimes children can be mean, but Teddy really just, the teacher reminded him of his mom, and so she gave him the bracelet. And then with the teacher helping him every day after school, that showed like he needed that emotional and loving support maybe that he was missing from his mother since she passed away. And it also said that his father was kind of absent, so he needed that motherly love, I guess, and I guess the teacher was supplying him with that while teaching him. So I think that really impacted me because, once again, you never know what a student is going through. And so being as a teacher, you may need to be that motherly figure, like not necessarily on discipline terms or anything at home, but like just giving a child that love and support that they need. All children need love, and sometimes they don't get love in their home life. So I think it's important that as teachers, we see that. We're with these students every single day, so we see when a student is sad or when a student is happy, or if a student's coming in sad every single day, we see that and we notice that. And I think it's important as teachers to make sure all of our students feel loved and supported in home, at school, all of that, and do the best we can do. Also, it impacted me because it showed, once again, how influential teachers are. Teddy continued to email and let his teacher know that he was first in his class in college, that he's graduating high school, that he's got his doctorate and getting married, and how he wants her to sit in his mother's chair. So I think that, once again, kind of ties into the first article, A Parable of a Child, showing how influential teachers are, because we really are supplying kids with the fundamentals of learning to succeed later in life. Like I said, I want to teach elementary, so it's pretty much those baseline education levels. And I'm just so excited to be a teacher. I know I say that every time, but I really am. I love how children's brains work, and the fact that I can be an influential or inspiring figure in a child's life just excites me. So that is the 3 lessons I learned from those articles and how they impacted me.